Hi, this is color pencil artist Margaret Bucholz. I'm showing you how to draw an apple. An apple is a wonderful thing to start because it's simple to do, and it teaches you with how to do shading on a round object. With this apple, I start with the crimson red, and then to get the yellow color pencil, I use this tea strainer, and then I used a paper towel to smudge it. Then I went back and I colored with the canary yellow colored pencil. Then I get to the highlight with the white pencil, because if I put the white pencil over, it just kind of muddies the color, and this saves the highlight of the apple till later. Now I'm back with the yellow pencil again. Then I switch to a dark green color pencil. And with the dark green color pencil, I can darken the stem, then add the shading on the darker parts. Also, I can draw and define more the shadows and lines. And so that it doesn't become linear, I go and I use the green and revert back and forth with the green and red. Green and red together make brown for the stem very nicely. And now I'm using different pressures of the color pencil. Sometimes I push harder, and then I vary the pressure of the pencil. And I add layers with my crimson red so that it looks like the apple. And I'm doing scumbling strokes, which is kind of in circles, and then sometimes I do the back and forth very quickly. And I'm following the direction of the apple. I use the eraser to clean the edge of the apple. Now I'm back with the red pencil again. I use the paper towel and rub around it very quickly to smooth out the item. To add a shadow so that the apple doesn't look like it's floating on the paper, I will use the same colors that I have in the apple, which is the crimson red and the dark green, and I use them also in different pressures to make a shadow. I will be working more with the shadow later in the drawing. I'm going back with the red pencil now, adding more shading. With color pencil, there is a lot of strokes used, but in this time when there's not much to do, it's wonderful to be able to be doing this. And if you learn how to do an apple, then you can go and work on things like drawing a face, because the faces, the cheeks have the roundness, and if you go directly on learning how to do a face, it may seem kind of hard. So start easy, and with this whole drawing, I only used 4 colors: the red, dark green, yellow, and white. I'm back with the green. I layer the green over the red, and that just darkens the red and makes it look like it's shadowed. I'm back working on the shadow now and switching back and forth between the crimson red and the dark green colored pencil. Now I'm accentuating the darkness of the stem by using the red and the green pencil, then going back and defining more where the stem meets the apple. And what you have to do is look at your reference picture and notice where the darks are and where it highlights, and vary the darkness and lightness by going back and forth with the red and the green. Going back to how I started, I'm working on a piece of paper called The Tone Tan by Strathmore, because that takes care of your background right away, and it's much easier when you're not working on a high white paper. I check back to the reference from time to time. And even an apple, it just takes practice. And once you've mastered the apple, you can work on pears as well. And I move around on the apple from one side to the other side, keeping the lightest parts light, the darker parts darker, make the red more intensified. And when I look at the reference of the apple, I see that the yellow is shining through the red, and there are lines of red and spotches of red. And that is why I put the yellow in first and then go back and put in the reds and then make the shadows with the dark green. Now I'm going back with the white again to make the bright white of the apple the highlight. And I go back also with the yellow pencil to kind of smudge all the colors in, and then here I go again with the paper towel to blend all the colors nicely.